working. It shows that women are generally still less paid than men. According to the Global Wage Report of 2018-2019, South African women who are permanently employed is 39% less than men do, and South African men who are part-time earn 22.7 less than men do. There we go. Here's the graphic that shows that South African women get about 22.7% less than men. This is third from when you look at countries like Armenia, the Russian Federation, and South Africa coming in third, with China and Bulgaria and others coming down. This is obviously the worst for South Africa, one of the worst, and but South Africa came in second as the worst country surveyed for part-time wage inequality, but Pakistan came in at 77.4%. Experts say in addressing this issue in South Africa, focus needs to be placed on legislation. They say businesses need to prioritize equal pay for work of equal value and to be held accountable where differentiations in pay are unjustifiable. All right. So despite everything that the country is currently going through, there's still space to talk about flowers. It's spring season, and of course this allows us to fully appreciate the beauty of flowers. Today our guest is Bridget Mojalefa. She's the owner of Kagisho Catering and Projects. She's an entrepreneur as well as a florist. Bridget, thank you very much, and she's going to chat to us about why we should encourage aspiring entrepreneurs to start businesses as florists. Bridget, once again, thank you for being our guest on SME On Point. Please do tell us a little bit about your business and why you went into flowers.
Good afternoon, Liabo, and thank you for having me. Kagisho was first established in 2007. Mm-hmm. My husband is my partner. And when we started this business, it was because, you know, we looked at the finances and we could see that ends are not going to meet at the end of every month. So we decided to have something that can bring in extra income, and Kagisho Catering was born. But as time went by, we introduced deco, and then later on I decided to go and do the floral arrangement course at Pretoria College. And then from then I started doing flowers. I gained momentum, I practiced. And later on I started giving floral workshops due to high demand. People started asking me to teach them how to arrange flowers. Yeah. And yes, I decided to give it a try, not knowing that I'm a natural teacher myself. You
indeed. I wish that the viewers could actually come to the studio and see the beautiful display of flowers that you have brought for us here. The cascading flowers is absolutely gorgeous with roses of different colors. Really, really beautiful. But how easy is it to enter this industry, Bridget? How are the barriers to entry? Is it generally difficult or is it easy?
I think it's easy. In my opinion, it's very easy to enter into this industry, but the challenges are very, very, very high. One of the challenges we're facing is that people don't actually understand the cost of flowers. So most of the time they have high expectations, and when they get the quotations, they get disappointed because it's not what they expected. Yeah. So as a result, people, they give up on their passion and their goal to become florists because they're simply not making enough money to sustain their businesses.
When I was preparing for today, I was speaking to a colleague of mine, Des Jalese, and I was asking him about what his relationship with flowers is. And he says he only interacts with flowers during a Valentine's or funeral, or if he has to apologize to the wife. Do you find that this is a general perception when it comes to a lot of South African, particularly maybe men, and their relationship with flowers?
I must say, you know, flowers are not really that much in our black community. I agree with your statement very much, because people feel that it's a luxury to have flowers, especially in their events. So half the time people want to cut budgets on the quotations because they feel that flowers are too expensive. So they would rather not have flowers or have fake flowers, which we don't want to have it at their weddings.
So we're talking about encouraging aspiring entrepreneurs to at least start a business, look into a business of starting, being a florist, if you have a green thumb, and you can make flowers grow and they can be beautiful. But when you say that the barriers to entries are they're easy, but people just generally don't want to pay for flowers, how would you encourage someone to start a business or to even consider this business?
If I were to advise someone at home, I would say to them that they need to have the passion for what they do. And if you have the passion in what you do, people will start, buying into your product, and then you can start making more money.
Yeah.
The most important thing is to remain original, because if you start copying other people's work, then people are not going to buy from you, or they are going to see that you are actually not original.
Yeah. So typically, how much does one need to start this type of business? So do I need 100,000 rand? Do I need 50,000? Do I need 1,000 rand? How much do I need to start this kind of business?
Besides getting training, you don't need a capital to start this business. All you need is just a small space and a place where you can store your flowers, because flowers don't need high or very low temperatures.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is obviously a seasonal business, Bridget. So what happens in winter? What happens in seasons where flowers are not blooming like they are now in spring?
Yes, unfortunately, flowers are seasonal, and in winter they're very scarce. So sometimes we get imports from other countries where the temperatures are high at that time. But we do have flowers that grow in winter in South Africa, flowers like protea, like pink fusion, like tulips. Those flowers, you can easily get them. And also you can use a lot of greenery if you need to really change the room. Yes.
I'm thinking about an entrepreneur who may have recently moved into a new office space, right?
Yes.
And you want to make your office space beautiful for your clients when they come in. What sort of flowers of these that you've brought to us would you say is the best, one for display in the front office?
In the office, you wanna bring in color. You wanna attract people. So when someone enters your space, they wanna go into your space and feel like they are welcome. That is the one thing. And bright colors usually have that effect. So flowers like your anthuriums, they are
which one is an anthurium?
An anthurium is this one. Yeah. They're nice, they're big, they're visible. Flowers like orchids, you can...
Is this real?
Yes, this is real.
Oh, okay. It's beautiful. Okay.
Yes, flowers like anthurium and strelitzia, those flowers are actually affordable, and you can use them for a longer period. They last longer.
I want to take us through your best 5 tips, for aspiring florists if they want to get into this industry. I don't know if we're going to be able to have them on our video wall while our colleagues get ready for that. There we go. Let's turn our attention to the video wall. You say that tips for aspiring florists: one must love flowers.
Yes, you need to have passion for this, because this is a very competitive industry, and if you're not passionate about what you're doing, unfortunately, it's not going to work. And
you study relevant subject. I'm assuming that if you are still at school and
yes.
you have identified that you actually love doing this, you should be looking at art, biology, and photography.
Yes, with art, you'll be able to do those beautiful designs and the shapes. And with biology, it can help you to learn about flower conditioning and how to take care of flowers. And photography, of course, you need to be a good photographer if you're an artist. Okay,
I'll have to go through these next ones very quickly. Consider formal training and research the current trends. You mentioned earlier on that you need to research current trends, but also try to be original.
Yes, of course. You don't want to be left behind and be doing arrangements that you have been doing for the past 5 years.
Yeah.
So you need to stay current and know exactly what is trending at the moment, and try and learn. Nowadays we have YouTubes, we have the internet, we have social media.
Yeah.
You must empower yourself.
Yeah. And you say practice and volunteer to gain experience. I think this is quite practical.
Exactly, I agree with that.
Okay, so one can find a wedding where they could help out, or an event where they can help out and show off their skills.
Yes, the one thing I always advise my students on is that they should practice. They should always practice, because when you practice, you gain momentum and also you get better at what you do.
Yeah.
Yes, you also get to correct your mistakes.
Bridget, you've made our studio very bright and beautiful today. I'm sure my colleagues will agree with me that this is a beautiful spread that you've brought us today. Bridget Mojalefa, she is the founder and owner of Kagisho Catering and Projects, and she was talking to us about the business of flowers. Bridget, thank you very much for your time. And our quote for this week is from Okakura Kakuzo. He's a Japanese scholar who contributed to the development of arts in Japan. He sums it up beautifully, and he says, in joy or sadness, flowers are our constant friends. And that's it from SME On Point for this week. After the break, Books on Point with Nastasia Arensa delves into the importance of governance across the continent. Please do stay with us.
You're locked on to the SA Today desk.
Thank you so much for staying with us as we continue to tell your story.
Mr. Mashaba joins us now in studio.